Hi everyone, today's declaration is I am unique. I've had a lot of fun colouring this one in because there's so many fun different little faces and everyone looks different, which I love. What you might find while you're colouring is that certain people look like your different friends. So what you can do is also name the different people as you go. I think that looks like my cousin Ivo. This looks like a lady at our church called Patsy. I think this lady here looks very much like a singing teacher. I don't know about you. And then I think these two look like librarians that I had at my school. One looks like the art teacher, one looks like the librarian. I really like this boy. He looks like a boy I know. I really like this hat. You know, he should be able to take off like Inspector Gadget. I think this looks like a man in the kebab shop. Really cool Turkish hairstyle. This looks like our friend Caleb, who's got an awesome moustache. This boy makes me laugh because his hair looks like it's made of chips. This looks like a friend of ours called Haley. These two look like what we often imagine God to look like. So have fun naming all the characters. You might find they look like some of your friends at school and you can think about your friends, so that's nice. And this declaration is I am unique because, as you can see, God has made us all differently. All the people here on this page are so different. They've got different hair, they've got different eyes, different smiles. And that is how God has made us. Psalm 139 talks all about how God knit us together in our mother's womb and how he knows every hair on our head and our thoughts. And it's amazing, you know. God made us all completely different. And you might know that nobody's fingerprints are the same. We've all got totally different fingerprints. Isn't that amazing that God could think up so many variations of fingerprints? You'd think he'd run out of steam, but he never runs out of steam. He's got so many good ideas. Sometimes we can be tempted to think, I wish I was like my friend. I wish I was like Emma. I wish I was like Sophie. When I was at school, I always used to be comparing myself to other people and wishing that I could swap lives with somebody else. It's crazy. But actually, God has made you you for a reason. He didn't want to make you like somebody else. He wanted to make you just like you, and he loves you just as you are. He says, I did such a good job when I made you. I don't want you to be like the next person. That would be a waste of time. I've already got someone who's like the next person. Quite a helpful analogy to remember this is thinking of an orchestra. Now, if you think of an orchestra, it's made up of so many different instruments, isn't it? And that's what makes the orchestra sound good. If the orchestra only had one type of instrument, it would sound way more boring. It would sound all monotonous and the same. Whereas an orchestra sounds awesome because it's all of the different instruments playing together in perfect harmony. And that's what makes it sound incredible. Now, I think we should jazz things up a bit and give this guy some groovy hair. I think he's gone crazy during COVID and dyed his hair blue. One fun thing about coronavirus and homeschooling is that you can probably do, if your parents let you, fun stuff with your hair. When I was at school, our hair had to be tied up if it was below our collar, and definitely couldn't be a different colour. But during the summer, my mum let us have pink streaks in our hair. So I wonder what your hair is like at the moment. For the boys, your hair's probably got longer than you're used to having it because you haven't been able to go to the hairdresser. I've given my husband a very funny hairstyle because he can't go to the hairdresser, so he had to let me cut it instead. Because no one gets to see him, it doesn't matter if it looks very silly. So I wonder if you've got a fun, you can send me a picture if you like, of your very funny or silly hairstyles. So you are unique, and it is no point wishing you were like somebody else because God has made you perfectly just as you are, and he thinks you're awesome, he thinks you're beautiful, and he thinks you're precious, and he loves you, and he cares about you, and he doesn't wish you were like the next person. He wishes that you were just you. So have fun colouring this one in, name the different characters, and finally, I want to point out one more thing. The girl and the boy in this picture both have crowns. And you might have noticed that in some of the other pictures throughout I Am So Many Things, they've also got crowns. And do you know why that is? That is because we are royalty. God is our Father, and he is the King of Kings. The Bible says that God is the King of Kings. So if we're children of God and we're children of the King, what does that make us? Princes and princesses. Royalty in God's kingdom. So that is awesome. So I want you to remember today that you can wear a crown because you are a prince or a princess. You are royalty, a child of the King of Kings.